Kevin, Scotty Gomez. Want to take this time and wish you luck and the captains of the 239 Hockey Xbox League. I guess that's what you guys are in. So I think these are some of the names. GL to Devs, Odd, Cabs, Dangles, Knife, Pale, Tommy, Ziggy, D-Mart, Shoddy, Cougs, Gala, plus the players on the draft. And SZN. No fucking clue what I just said. I imagine you guys are playing video games. So hopefully you guys get out a couple times, get some exercise, a little fresh air, not just sit in front of the Xbox. But like I said, the Hockey League 239. We need a big year from all you guys. Let's not what's the word for it? I don't know if that's even right because I don't know if there's anyway. But let's have a good year. Give it your all. Give it your best. When you think of Xbox, think of life. Think of love. Think of there's no tomorrow, no retreat, no surrender at the Xbox League 239. So all the best, boys and girls. If you're playing, it's a new season. Dreams do come true. And like I said, make sure you get outside a couple times. Just don't stay and play video games all the time. All right, guys. All the best. Bye.
So, by request, shout out to Johnny Bales. Now, I do know how to pronounce Bales because Mike Bales was a goaltender for, I do believe, for both Ottawa as well as Boston back in the day. I remember the names much better from 20, 30 years ago than now. Stick taps to the admins. Good luck to all the captains who are apparently Cougar, D-Mart, D-Vets, Gala, Caberlet, Knife, Shoddy, Odd, Tommy, Dangles, and Ziggy. So all the best to you guys. Hope that everything goes well for you. And yeah, online hockey leagues. It's a good idea. I think everything went online during 2020, didn't it? Thankfully, I was way ahead of the game. The whole YouTube thing helped me out because I'm already online. I didn't need to change anything. I just needed to stay socially distanced from myself. It's a complicated process. It's also kind of a painful process. Anyways, all the best to you guys. Best of luck and take care.
All right, 239 Hockey Xbox League. You know, another season has come to a fucking end. You know, everyone here keeps playing the same terrible shit game put out by EA Sports, who doesn't know what the fuck they're doing with hockey. I mean, they truly don't understand hockey. But yet, every year they come back, and hopefully one year, the 239 Hockey will make online hockey great again. You know, this league has been around for 29 fucking years. You know, we got Yambag, the founder, who hasn't done jack shit in 28 seasons. You know, he must be a fucking Maple Leafs fan, because that's the Maple Leafs. You know, that's what he is. He's a Yambag is a Maple Leaf. I mean, they haven't been to the Stanley Cup final now in almost 60 years. I mean, not since there was only 6 teams in the league. I mean, that's a joke. You know, and the amends, they just keep fucking around. I mean, do something already. I mean, Gala needs to be fucking banned because Gala doesn't shut the fuck up in Discord chat, and he's always fucking trolling. He's a fucking spammer who is fucking feeble and driving everyone nuts, and he needs to be out the fucking league. But no, the admins do nothing. Then we got Johnny Bales, the media king. You know, he can't find a mute button when he's fucking coughing or snorting fucking God knows what. And then we got Mr. Hollywood. All his fucking food photos are gray and nasty. You know, it just fucking is ridiculous. I mean, seriously, what the fuck are you eating? I mean, fuck. And we know it's time to free Veds. Hashtag free Veds.
I know you guys did an awesome job this season on Into the Crease. You provided play-by-play live interviews for the Hockey League, 239hockey.net. And I just want to say hi to everyone. Brick for Vezina. I guess he deserves it. All right, take care of yourself.
Ladies and gentlemen, 239 Hockey, welcome. Sunday night here, middle of July. Here we are, summer season, and this season is finally fucking over. And for one team, thank God it is on here. We're going to be talking about playoffs because that's what's happening here this upcoming season. And listen, I mean, we've got a team that's got, 7 wins? And in this postseason, holy shit, I never seen that, but 7-16, and here they are in the playoffs. I mean, look, listen, it's a season here where almost every team makes the playoffs, pretty much. So the one team that did not make the postseason, and is it even a surprise here? Are we even shocked on here? I mean, we should have started the playoffs here. We knew who wasn't finishing, and that's Tomahawk. Right off the gates, getting raped on draft night, in that stupid trade on there, which pretty much broke this entire team. He tried to fix it, but that shit was broken, and it was not being fixed on here. Unfortunately, Tomahawk's team is not making the postseason. Hey, they had the same amount of points as one of these other teams here, but because I guess the wins and losses, I guess the number of wins, they do not make it to the postseason. So they're gone. They're out. So we have the 8 here that are going to be in the playoffs. I'm going to go over the matchups here. 1 versus 8, 2 versus 7, and so on. And I will have my predictions here, who I feel will be going on to the next round. So let's get things started. First I want to talk about Tomahawk on here. Welcome everybody here to the show, to the broadcast. Hayden, what's up? Thanks for joining on here. Thanks for the follow as well. But, with Tomahawk, listen, I mean, the season didn't even start. I mean, the draft was not even over. This guy put in a trade, was terrible. Drug Monkey talked about it. I talked about it. I don't want to talk about it no more. He tried to make moves to try to glue the pieces back together, but that shit was broke. Was not getting fixed here, and unfortunately, that's the team out. Hey, that's the team with Mr. Anderson on there, so no surprise there. And listen, Mr. Anderson deserves better than that, man. He does. All these last couple of seasons have been terrible for the guy. Whatever team he's been drafted to, the man's talented, but not seeing the playoffs for how many seasons now, man? I mean, it's got to be, at least 4 or 5 that I've seen, man. It could be possibly more, so don't quote me on that. But, they got their wins here and there. They're going to pull the upsets, sometimes here and there with Mr. Anderson on the ice, so they did it. They took down one of the top teams during the early part of the season, but that's about it. Unfortunately, they lose 1 point away, or 1 win away, of making a postseason. Now, the surprise, the one that I'm shocked here, I gave you guys my preseason rankings before the season started, and young coach, I'm talking to you, man, because you never had faith in Mr. Hollywood. You always think, I don't know the league, I don't know what's going on here, but look at the top 3: Big C, Lemansky, Caberlet. Those were my top 5 preseason rankings, and where did they finish? The top 3 right there, man. So, all right, let's give some dues here to Mr. Hollywood on here, predicting that on there for your top 3 finalists here of this season. Odd guy below them there at number 4. Now, I was pretty surprised here with Wizzy, where they're placed right in the middle of the pack, number 5. I felt this team should be much better where they are right now, man. I mean, number 5, holy shit, man. I mean, this team's got talent. I mean, you look at their stats, you look at their record here. How is this team in number 5? Wizzy, what is going on? I questioned the boards, man. I posted on the boards on there. Was this guy actually throwing games, man, to be placed where they are, man? Because right now, they're going to go up against Odd Guy. Did he try to avoid a matchup in round number 1 on there? I believe so, man. I think he did. But, fuck Kelch, man. I agree, man. I agree. Listen, he's not going to show his face here tonight because he knows who was right. He knows who was wrong, man. And, that's what it comes down to, bottom line on that, man. But, with Wizzy, here's the thing, man. I mentioned in the chat there, when they played Swag's team, who we know, is, number 7 right there. They lost that series, and I'm like, how do you lose that series? They didn't even have their players on the ice. Rocky wasn't there, the top scorer, top points leaders, not even in that game, and you lose that series. I don't care how close it was. It went to overtime. DeMart wasn't in the games, man. I don't give a crap about all of that, man. You're a playoff team going in there, and you're losing that series. And I said it, I'm going to say it here once again, man. McSwagger has DeMart's number in this league, point blank, man. Listen, I'm going to give you guys a little bit, we got time on here. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of history. For all you new guys that joined the league that maybe didn't know how 239 started. Listen, 239 came about, they created the league, former of the Moose Hockey League, then created to 239, a lot of the familiar faces, and one of those guys was DeMart. DeMart was the face of 239. He was brought in on there to create 239. He was pretty much the face of the league. So here we go. Beta season. Who wins it? Of course, it's DeMart, right? DeMart wins it. Season 1. Here comes DeMart again. DeMart wins it again. But then, when he's trying to three-peat, man. He's going for the three-peat on there. Mr. Hollywood went out, man. I recruited. I brought guys in. I brought a guy that pretty much took DeMart out of the Moose Hockey League, man. He drove him out of there. And then he snapped the streak here. And that was McSwagger, man. That was McSwagger who took down a team consisted of DeMart, X Daily, True Therapy, freaking Esoteric on there. All those guys. And who did he have on that team, man? He had Cody. Who? Cody on there, yeah. He had him. He had a guy, Chubbs, that wouldn't pass the puck. He had Phoenix Rising as his defenseman. And he had Mr. Hollywood as goaltender. But it didn't matter. And then I look at this series here when he played Swag again on there. DeMart didn't even want to go on the ice on there. So I feel Wizzy War was kind of throwing games there towards the end of the season to be placed where he is. Maybe it's a good strategic move. I don't know, man. We'll see. We'll find out on here. So they're at 5. Scary Terry. Now, Scary Terry at number 6. I'm not surprised where they are. I didn't place them in my top 5 on the preseason. They did start off real great. They were the number 1 squad in like the first 2 weeks. But here they are, number 6. So what happened towards the later part of that season? They didn't make any moves, any trades. This is the captain that didn't really use much bods, when he was drafting. And a lot of guys criticizing and questioning him on there. He's in the postseason here, but why is he at number 6, though, towards the end? So I got to question that. Then we got Swag, man. Swag coming in number 7. Now, here's the thing, man. I got to give credit where credit is due, man. When you're a captain that coming in, especially when you got to replace a captain, when you got to take over a team who has 0 wins in the season, man. 0. That's what he started out with. And McSwagger has not had the best history here as captain. He captained some of the worst teams in this league. Never made postseason. I don't think ever made it out of that last place rank, But here he comes. He's in the postseason. So you gotta give your hats off to that, man. Just for accomplishing that. It's not easy. And the guy made a lot of moves, man. He made a lot of trades, a lot of moves on there for that to be possible, for that to even happen on there. He got a better record than Hall of Fame does. And that's my other surprise team here. Hall of Fame at number 8. What happened here, man? What happened? He did also try to make trade. I don't think it improved. I think he may be even worse in the team here, that late season trade. But here they are at number 8. Now I know Big C last season was the number 8 rank. They won it all, but I don't know about this, man. Hall of Fame, only 7 wins this season. 7, that's it, man. How many series have they won? 1, maybe? 7 wins. That is terrible. That is terrible. And they're in the freaking postseason on here. I'm sorry. I'm gonna go dive in right into that matchup right here, man. So you got Big C, you got Hall of Fame. Now I know last season it was the opposite. Big C was actually the number 8, and the Hall of Fame had the number one squad in the postseason, and that's where Big C came in, won that entire playoffs, won the championship. He's back at it, but now he's the number one squad. They only lost 2 games this entire season. I mean, is there going to be an upset here? I think not. But I'm going to say this, man. I want to comment something about here, about this Hall of Fame squad. I think, man, for some reason, I mean, some gut feeling on here, despite all of that, I think Hall of Fame can make this a series. But what I mean about making this series on here, man, I think they could take it to 6, possibly 7, man. This is either going to be a quick series, 4 and done, or Hall of Fame makes this a series. But regardless, I don't think they get past Big C, the number one squad here, the team that's been rolling. I think it's the lineups. It depends who Hall of Fame places on this ice, man, because he's got some talent on him. And you look at this team, you got Reap, you got Ronan, Barrett, Jimmy, Turtle, Hall of Fame, you know, the 2 split co-captains. You got Tribe, Roman, Pale Poner. I don't even know Pale Poner played any games this season, but he's there. And J Squad. So, I just feel, depending what lineup he comes up with, man, because there's 2 separate lines here on this. And I think he could make this a series. We'll see what happens here. He did make a couple moves here. You know, the trade that involved Ozzy being out, Chazzy being moved over. What do you guys think here? Why is Hall of Fame so low rank here that he possibly almost missed the playoffs on a season where pretty much every team makes it? So what do you guys think there, man? I mean, what's been the downfall of this team? I mean, he's got a lot of pieces that he had last season besides Seji. Now, I know Seji was a huge part of that team, but, I mean, who didn't perform on this team? I mean, I'm looking at you, Jimmy, man. I mean, Jimmy, is that the reason? I mean, have they been giving up the goals, man? Have they not been producing the points? I mean, you take a look at a guy like Ronan at 25 points. I know he's only part-time. The main guy right now is Reap with 35 points. So, I don't know, man. I mean, for this upset to happen, I just don't see it happening. Big C has got too much weapons on that team. I mean, the firepower that team brings with Shem, with Mosh, is very dangerous. Very dangerous. And, you know, I'm just going to give a couple quick shout-outs here in the chat, man. Can we get a shout-out to Lisa? There we go, man. Shout out to Johnny Bales over there. Remember, guys, Johnny Bales will be bringing you guys the live coverage of every series, every single game of the best of 7, round 1, round 2, all rounds, man. Every freaking game, man. This guy will be streaming that. Chazzy was his downfall. Okay. So we got Swagger, but Bale saying it's Jimmy on there. We'll see what happens on there. Lisa is my girl. Okay. Floppy Weenus, man. Shout out to him, man. We go way back. Okay. All right. So that's the chat there. But yeah. Like I said, unfortunately, for Hall of Fame, and I'm very surprised because this guy usually puts good teams together, man. I mean, he had some good pieces on there, and it just did not work out for these guys this season. 55 goals scored. I mean, there's your problem right there. I mean, you're going to postseason, you only put up 55 goals all season long. That offense got to get better. I mean, that's got to be much better. And you're playing against Big C, who scores. I mean, these guys put up 83 on there. But like I said, they could make this thing interesting depending what Hall of Fame comes out on those lineup. We'll see for the 4 games that they do play. We'll see if they make things interesting, if they could possibly make this 5 or 6. We'll see what happens. Or does Big C just roll like he did last season in the postseason? Came playoff time, Big C just dominated. Is he going to go back-to-back? try to win it again here this season. He's got the number 1 squad. Number 1 ranked on there. Only 2 losses all season. That is very impressive on there. And here you're asking a team to win 4 games in the series where they've only lost 2 the entire season. So good luck, man. Hall of Fame, good luck. Ronan hopefully comes out firing, doing something out there besides in that penalty box, man. I mean, holy shit. 55. That's got to be better, man. That's I don't know if it's the shots. I mean, they're putting up shots. Maybe just the accuracy. 14 shooting percentage. Yeah, that's bad, man. That's the worst in the league right now. So there you go. There's the downfall. Accuracy shooting's got to get better, man. So or maybe Ronan's got to pass the puck. Well, who knows, man? Who knows? But enough of that, man. I mean, I don't know what you guys think. If you guys think there'll be any upsets in that one, I don't not. I'll be surprised if there is, man. That'd be a huge upset. I mean, we've seen some big upsets here, 2-3-9 in the past seasons, but this would be a tremendous upset, especially against a guy like Big C, who's coming prepared, man. This guy comes prepared, especially in the playoffs. So we'll see. Shout out to Jesus there in the chat. What's up, buddy? Thanks for joining. So let's move on here, man. Let's move on to the other series I want to talk about on here. So that was number 1 versus number 8. Then we got number 2, Lemansky, going up against Swag. Now, I had Lemansky in my top 3 preseason rankings. Here they are, number 2. No surprise. Here's a guy that went out all out, man, in this draft, man. First time ever. I've never seen a captain do so, where he pretty much puts all his money in and like 2 guys of the team, and then picks up all the rest. And then you got a guy like Swag here coming in. I mean, they came up with some big, impressive wins. Listen, I love Swag, man. I love this guy, man. Past seasons, other leagues, all that. But I'm sorry, buddy, man. Lemansky just got too much over there. I don't see the upset here. I think if Swag would have played somebody else here in round 1, unfortunately they're matched up against Lemansky here, and I don't see the upset here. I don't see. And here's the problem here with Swag's team, man. Even though they've pulled the upsets, they pulled some wins from my sources on here. There's a lot of turmoil going on here. And when that shit happens, man, within the team, it's very hard to win a hockey game. I don't care how good you're on paper, man. What did they have done? What they have accomplished? I mean, he's got a guy, that Rocky, that's is having probably the best season of his entire fucking career, man. I mean, holy shit. 37 goals, 31 assists, 68 points. You know, he's got a guy like Surprise Me there, floats back. He's got talent here, man. But the problem is, man, I mean, what I'm hearing is, you know, Rocky's been benched some games. Is he benched in the playoffs here, man? Is that a thing, man? Is he actually benched in the playoffs? The guy who has the most points on this squad, is he not even playing in the fucking playoffs? You know? And then you got a guy like Surprise Me here. You know, we know how quiet he's in the chats on there. Very not talkative there. And you look at the rest of the team here. I mean, you know, yes, they've got some impressive wins. They came out big. And listen, Swag turned this team around, made the trades, made the moves they needed to be competitive. But I think that's where it stops. Unfortunately, I think Lemansky just got too much on that squad, especially when Good is in the lineup, man. When you got Good, and this is the reason why Big C came out so dominant last season in the postseason, was with a guy like Good. You know, because I think when he's in the lineup, in order for Swag to pull the upset on here, they're going to need to win games when Good is in there. And if they could at least take 1 or 2 on there, then they might be in a good shape, man. But the way, I mean, you look at their last matchup, didn't they get swept by them, or maybe lost 2 out of 3? And I think that's just a preview of what we're going to see here in the postseason. I think Lemansky like I said, it just got too much. I mean, you look at his team here, man. 80 goals for, only 56 goals allowed. So that's been tremendous. They got a hot goaltender there as well. Choco Browns have been having a good, solid rookie season. So has Strelov. And then you got Good over there. Lemansky and Freak just dominating, man. I mean, 61 points for Lemansky, 58 for Freak. This guy's got like fucking 300 hits this season. Can they be upset? Absolutely. It could happen, but I think they gotta win when Good's in the lineup. But I think when Good is gonna be in this lineup, I don't see them losing. I don't see it happening here. We'll see what happens. Let me know what you guys says there. I smell a rat. Are you referencing to the fucking food post on there, or is it just Ratterley himself there, man? Listen, that fucking chicken soup is good as hell. I don't care what the fuck you guys say, man. Maybe the picture might not be all right, be all that. Like I said, I got filters on here. I don't got the best camera phone. But trust me when I tell you, man. Chicken soup, there's nothing better on there. I mean, the amount of vegetables and stuff that's in that. Hey, but to each their own, man. To each their own, man. Free Rocky, man. Is Rocky still on the bench, man? Is that a thing? Is that a thing? That's what I want to know. When was the last time Rocky was on the fucking ice, man? Holy shit, man. But yeah, like I said, I think they got to figure that out, man. And because of what's going on that team, man, I don't think they're going to be focused. I don't think they're going to be driven on there. And listen, Swag finally made playoffs, man. He wasn't the worst team in the fucking league, man. And but just like Toronto Maple Leafs, you know, they finally got their first playoff win. I think the same thing here, man. He made the playoffs, man. I think that's where the road ends. I'm sorry, but hey, prove me wrong. Prove the I don't think it's just me either, man. I think majority of the league thinks the same wise, but we'll see. Let me know what you guys think over there. So moving on here, the two matchups that mostly everybody's looking forward to. I mean, you got number 3 versus 6 and number 4 versus 5. I think these two will be tremendous series here. I'm talking about the first one here, Caberlet against Scary Terry, man. I mean, these guys know each other like the back of their hand, man. I mean, these guys have played against each other. They've played with each other on there. And they put some solid teams here this season. But I just feel, man, for some reason, man, I just feel Caberlet's team is just built to beat Scary Terry, man. They've got the weapons to take down Scary Terry. So I'm going with Caberlet here in round 1 against Scary Terry. Now, I know a lot of people are going to be posting on here. They're like, oh, well, Scary Terry swept Caberlet. Yeah, he did, man. But what was that, like freaking week 1 or week 2 on there? And they were all like 1-goal games. Look how the teams have done since then, though. You know what I mean? Caberlet has been on a fucking roll, man. He had a slow start on here where I was looking, I was like, holy shit, man. Because I had Caberlet in my top 5 rankings there, man. I'm like, holy shit, man. These guys were towards the bottom. Right there with Tomahawk, with fucking the Clappertons and stuff. And here he goes. He finishes at number 3 out of nowhere. These guys just came in and fucking like a... I don't know, like a wave, like a tsunami, man, or fucking tornado here in New Jersey. I don't know if you guys experienced any, but it was some crazy weather here today. But that's what he did, man. And then you look at like Scary Terry. Here's a team that was number 1, man, for like the first 2 weeks of the regular season, and then they dropped down all the way to 6. You know, and now you're going into the playoffs. You're coming into the playoff scenario here. Like I said, you look at Caberlet, and you match him up against Scary Terry. They've got the pieces to take him down, man. I mean, you got Hammer, who leads the freaking league with 75 points. Caberlet with 67. I mean, those two right there. probably take the series. Sniper's having a hell of a season as well, man. You got Dom Silva. Good luck, man. And then Jesus has been tremendous as a rookie here, man. For Scary Terry, I think Drug Monkey's got to play out of his fucking mind here. And he has, though, man. He has, in the postseason, in the past, he's shown up, man, where he has stolen games. And I think he needs to do that, man. Absolutely. He's got to stop Hammer somehow. He's got to stop Ratterley. And if he does that for some reason, yes, then that could put Scary Terry's team into there. But I'm looking at Scary Terry right now. I mean, I'm looking at this team here, and the offense is just not there, man. I mean, look at the top 5 teams. They're in the 80s, 90s. He's got 68 goals for, man. So, yes, defense is great. Goaltending is great on there. But the thing that sucks about Scary Terry's team, what 140 time on attack. So they're rarely in the offensive side. The worst out of even factoring fucking Tomahawk's team, who's not even in the playoffs. How do you only have 140 time attack on the ice? So either you're turning that fucking puck off right away, or you're just shooting it on there. They're not setting up. They're not getting the play set on there, or they're looking for that quick shot. And that's all it's at. It worked in the early parts of the season, but now I guess teams figured it out, man. Joe Shiny was fucking on fire as a rookie coming in here, man. And then things quieted down. Now it's the postseason. And I got to take a veteran captain, a guy that's, always makes it deep in the postseason. And he pretty much dedicated the season, win or retire. I mean, that's how serious as it gets for Ratterley. So, I mean, with that in mind here, he's coming in, man. He's coming on fire. So is Hammer. And I don't see an upset here. Caberlet takes it here. I think it'll be a close series, though. I think I easily see this going 6, maybe even 7 on there. So we'll see what happens. Let me know what you guys think. Joe, you better ask Lisa if you could play. Oh, man. He might be in the same boat that Rocky's in right now. We'll see. I hope so, Joe's playing, man, because they're going to need it. Because, listen, Scary Terry's been running the same squad all season long, man. Here's a guy that hasn't done any trades, any moves. He shut down the criticism of him not using all his bots on there. And he's going with who he has, man. So that chemistry is good. But listen, Ratterley and Hammer, that chemistry has been since the guys who were fucking born, man. I mean, since what? Like fucking 2007? So, so it's the same thing, but I'm going with Ratterley. On to the next round. And that leaves us to our final matchup. The number 4 against number 5. Wizzy War against Odd Guy. And very surprised where they are at right here, especially Wizzy War. I mentioned him at being at the number 5 spot. Like, what the hell happened? Here's a team I thought was going to be top 3. They were my number 1 in the power rankings, man. I felt, when they got that trade with Tomahawk, they really put things together. They have the squad. But things are not as golden now. Are they just playing possum here on us, man? Did they just try to, throw some games here and there, be placed in that middle of the pack, and then come out swinging here in the playoffs? Possibly. I look at this Odd Guys team, man. Odd Guys team was the only team that was undefeated after week 1. This team was on fire. Rocky Dangles was having the season of his lifetime on there. And then things happen. They lose a series, and all of a sudden, changes happen, man. Was it for the better, though, man? Did this team improve with those moves, or has this team taken a drastic fall here, man? I mean, you look at them, you look at Odd Guy right now, 14-8. Wizzy War coming in at a 13-7 record, 4 overtime losses. were those the right moves? Bringing in Sauce on there for Odd Guy. Did they need to make that move on there with Esoteric? You got Odd Guy Yan back in the back there, Young Kelch, and then the rookie sensation Deli in net. Can this team take down Wizzy War here in round number 1? I've been going back and forth with this one because I could see it happening either way. I'm not gonna be shocked whoever comes out on here, but I'm looking at this Wizzy's team, man. How the fuck are you? You have 199 time and attack, the best in the freaking league, right? The best. Nobody's even close to that. You got 199. You're ranked number 5th, right? And you only have 65 goals for. Let's just take Hall of Fame's team out of the equation on here. For the worst. I mean, you have all that time in the offensive zone to do something, man. To make the plays on there. What's going on here? Why are these guys only producing freaking 65 goals on the season? And for that offense, for the guys they have on that squad, with freaking Wizzy War, you got Chum Lee, Highlight, C-Dub. What's the problem? Why are these guys not lighting up the scoreboard especially when the puck is in that offensive zone majority of the games on here? So that's very, I look at that and I kind of favor towards Odd Guy's team on that. I'm looking at that, I'm like, holy shit, man. I mean, look at that. But then, do I want to go against D-Mart, man? Do I want to go against Wizzy War in the playoffs here? I'm not. I'm not here. I think Odd Guy's squad, for some reason, I don't think it got better. I think it got worse with the trade, with the moves. I didn't agree with the move he made. And I think Wizzy War comes out swinging here in the playoffs. I think, it was the summer season. Guys were just relaxed. They know every team makes the playoffs. So I think right now they're going to step up. They're going to show that they're not a ranked 5 team on there, but they gotta put pucks in that, man, because with that amount of time on an attack on there, and then what the fuck's 181 hits? I mean, have we gotten soft, man? I mean, these guys don't even fucking hit anybody. 181 hits on the season. I mean, Freak has double that, just him himself. This guy's got 181 for the entire season, this team. I mean, hit somebody. Holy shit, man. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe guys just got soft, man. Fucking pussies out there. Lay the hits. It's playoff hockey here. Get some goals on here. And I think Wizzy War finally wakes up, man. These guys wake up out of that trance on there. They took that beating against Swagger. But I think they regroup, get things together, and take down Odd Guy. And those are my predictions, fellas, here. I think that's what's going to go down here. So I got Caberlet moving on. I got Wizzy War moving on. Lemansky and Big C. No upset there. I mean, if you call Wizzy War an upset, they are technically number 5. That is my upset here for round number 1. But I think everything else is going to fall into place here for this season. So we'll see what happens. Remember, Johnny B is going to be bringing you guys the live coverage of this. He's going to be bringing you guys the full action of every game throughout this entire playoff. So you guys don't miss any of the action on there Mondays through Thursday, depending when the games are scheduled. He might even put all 4 on there at once if they all play on the same night. We'll see what happens. I don't have the schedule here in front of me. I don't know if it's been posted on the website or not. But I'll try to give you guys something here for the postseason. I'll probably do some kind of highlights. Maybe I'll do a series recap video. Probably the best series here, either the Wizzy War or the Caberlet series. If we got the stream video footage provided. And then I'll be back next Sunday. I'll be back next Sunday with the recap on here to see how right or how wrong I am with these predictions. And then I'll have your round 2 predictions as well. Maybe I'll get a special guest on here with me next week. for one of the teams that either gets eliminated or has advanced into the next round. Listen, everybody, good luck on here. I know it's the summer season. I know it's been, one of those guys just want to end the fucking season, jump in that pool, go barbecue, whatever the case may be, or bring in NHL 24. Some guys are already jumping for the next game, but it's here. It's going to be here, man. I mean, we got, 3 weeks of playoffs here, so probably that first week of August is when things are going to finish there. I'll try to jump in some of that commentary if I have any nights available there. But that's it. That's all I got here for you guys. I was going to, I know we finally got stats on here posted. I was going to look at, top performers. I was going to mention who I think underperformers here this season. But I don't know. Maybe I'll do it next week, or maybe I'll do some coverage here for the playoffs here for you guys. But we'll see what happens. 239 Hockey. Make sure you guys, there's the link, man. Make sure you guys, great league. You guys never heard about it, man. Great community. And let's finish strong here in the playoffs, man. Good luck to all the teams. And I'll see you guys next week. Mr. Hollywood. Sign out, fellas. Have a good night, everybody.